Are you ready to be provoked in your mind, inspired in your spirit, and stimulated to be a better you? Then get ready. TNT, Tuesday and Thursday, Inspirational Talk starts now.
Hey everybody, welcome to the TNT Talk Thursday night edition with your host, Bishop Dr. Tyrone Smith. I'm here with my wife,
Lady Savannah Smith.
and I'm here with my sister. She has come to join us live in the studio tonight. I want everybody to say hello to Mrs. President of the Integrity Financial Solutions Incorporated, Miss Brianna Cologne.
What's up? What's up? Hello.
We're going to talk about money tonight, and we're going to have a real engaging conversation. It's going to be fun. We already been cutting up. So I just want to say before we go any further, we are unedited. We are unscripted. Whatever's going to happen, it's going to happen. Whatever's going to be said, it's going to be said. We can't cut it. We live. This is what it is. You either like us or you don't like us. But whatever's going to happen, it's going to happen. So we just have to live with it tonight. It's going to be really funny tonight. I can, just by the way us getting into this point, as you can see, I told my sister, I said, our motion censored camera will pick up certain motions. And I told her, don't lift your hands because it's going to make the camera move. And who's the culprit that make the camera move? Hey. So that's what happens, ladies and gentlemen. And this is what we mean by it's unscripted, it's unedited, but it is inspiring, it's invigorating to make you a better you. Want everybody, y'all know what we need to do. We say it every week and we mean it every week. We need you to share it. We need you to like it. We need you to love it.
Love it.
And get everybody on and let them know that the
Everybody.
Thursday night edition of TNT Talk is on the air. First and foremost, sweetheart, how was your day today?
I had a wonderful day today. It was very long, but overall it was productive.
It was productive?
And we like productive.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I had a incredibly productive day today, which a lot of you all will be seeing because I'm going to be posting some things that I recently just found out about auto insurance and how we can really help you all with your auto insurance and your homeowner insurance. And so we're going to be sharing that. However, as I said, I have a special guest. My sister is in the studio. We have been friends for how long?
A long time.
Thank you. That was good to be like.
Yes. Well, over 16 years because
It has-
Justin is
because that's-
16.
yeah,
It's been a long time.
it's been
Yes.
that long.
Wow.
It has been that long.
I know. Tell me. I
That,
know.
that black thing is beautiful. Let me tell you, it's a beautiful thing. But Brianna and I have been friends along with her husband. Shout out to Keith Cologne. Um, well, go and shout him out. I mean, hey, man, like, there you go. Give him some love. Shout out to him. But so we've been friends for a little while, and we met. Do you remember where we met?
At the booth.
At the bank.
Happy
We,
One.
we met at Capital One. And you weren't even doing what you're doing now.
Nope.
You were doing what then?
Loan officer.
You was a loan officer back then, and oh, how being a loan officer has changed over the years.
Okay.
Wee. Wee. Shout out to all my loan officers. Shout out to
Yes.
all my realtors, especially my partners that I do business with on a weekly basis. Shout out to my new partners that we've just acquired. Shout out to you all. But there's a lot of changes that have definitely happened in the industry. So I brought Brianna on because beyond our friendship, and I'm just going to let her tell it because nobody can tell your story like you can tell your story. So I want you all to become very familiar with this face because Brianna and I, though we were already doing business together, we have now furthered our business relationship. And so I brought her on because I wanted to talk about money. And I wanted to talk about money in a very practical way, but I also wanted to talk about money in a broad way because there's just a big elephant in the room. Would y'all not say?
Yes.
Just a big elephant in the room. And for some strange reason, even though we know we need to save, we definitely can all agree that getting money in terms of the African American presence is not the issue, considering that we spend more than every other ethnic group on the planet. We spend more. So it's not about getting money.
Right.
Somehow between getting money and managing money, there's a little disconnect.
Mhm.
So, Brianna, I want you to just talk to the audience tonight and get familiar with my audience as they're getting familiar with you. And just let them know, number one, how you got to where you are. Certainly talk about integrity. We cannot bring you on without talking about integrity. And then talk about where you are right now.
Okay. So, well, let me start with I did not grow up learning about money. Let's start there.
Oh, wait a
So,
minute. Oh, hold it. Let's talk about that. So that means you didn't come out, with glasses on your nose, talking about we need to know what checking and saving is. You didn't.
that's right. That's right.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
But if you were to take a poll, you would be surprised with the amount of responses that you would see because coming up in our generation, that's not something that was taught.
That's right.
That's true. And that,
Not talked about.
Yeah.
That was kind of a hush hush, as far as knowing how much mom or dad made, or they weren't sharing all of that type of information.
Yes.
Whereas other cultures, they do. So that's already the beginning of a disconnect because parents do the best they can to raise you, but sometimes we don't know what we don't know.
Yeah.
And if we
Yeah.
didn't, and it's not that they intentionally didn't teach us about money, and really, in some regards, they did teach us indirectly.
Yeah. Good
Because
point.
you learn what not to do and what to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
true.
You're
Yeah.
learning from their habits, and so a lot of times stuff is caught, not taught.
Yes.
And so we've
Ooh.
That's good.
we've caught it.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Wait. Go back. And I know we're gonna talk about integrity and all that stuff, but we well into the conversation. So you said it wasn't what was taught,
Mm-hmm.
it was what was caught.
That's
Yes.
right.
So it kind of just fell on us. We just had to do the best that we could with what we had.
Mm-hmm. I've heard clients say out of their mouths, well, yeah, that's the way my mom used to do it, so that's the way I've been doing it. They just picked it up. It wasn't because mom said, well, whenever you get your check, you just go spend it. No, they just taught that behavior
Wow.
and carried it forward
Wow.
to where it's been generation after generation, generational cycles of
Yeah.
bad money behavior. And sometimes we get comfortable. That's also a part of the problem when you talked about, why people don't earlier when we were talking about why people don't do what they're supposed to do
Right.
financially.
Right.
We get comfortable, and well, as long as I can pay the mortgage, oh, the mortgage is 1,500, I'm good with that, and we just settle into it's 1,500. I just pay it, and we get used to that, and don't even think outside the box quite often because we settle into 30-year mortgages. We settle into no. How many black people are doing a 15-year mortgage?
No, how about so since you said that, and I mean we well out here now. We done went from getting into the
I know.
into the water. We on a whole wave now. All right. So since you said that, address that part right there about the 30-year mortgage to a 15-year mortgage and how there are real programs that can really help people pay down their mortgage.
Right. Well, we get the problem, first of all, is our mindset. We want the lowest payment possible. And because what's advertised to us is the 30-year mortgage, that's what we naturally gravitate to without really thinking like, well, what's the real cost of this decision? All we see is, oh, well, the payment's 1,500, the payment's 2,000. I'm good with that. Or we may see the interest rate, we see all of that, but we're not really seeing the true cost of that decision. That, oh my goodness, if I buy this $400,000 house, I'm really paying about 600 or 700 when it's all said and done. If I continue to pay this for 30 years,
Sure.
and that's not counting if I decide to refinance. Oh my goodness. If I refinance, now I've started the clock over So I've already paid into the loan, and now I'm starting over for another 30 years. So now really I'm going to pay about 800
Wow.
when it's all
Wow.
said and done, because there's people who refinance multiple times. How do I know? Because I was a loan officer for 10 years. So I saw multiple cultures and how they handled purchasing as well as refinancing.
hmm
And there was a notable difference between the way our African American brothers and sisters handled their purchase of a home with very little money down compared to some of our other cultures, our other sisters and brothers of other ethnicities who had money to put down in substantial quantity, 20%, 10%, and so forth, and have 15-year mortgages, 20-year mortgages. But what did we do? We had 30. And once upon a time, I don't know if y'all remember, but there was 40-year mortgages.
40 mortgage, yeah.
Oh wow.
And we were doing
they're
that
trying,
too.
and they're trying to go
Wow.
back to that.
Wow.
They're trying to go back to that. So, oh my God. So there's a
Wow.
whole lot packed in that, what you just said, that I just need you all to understand why I brought Brianna, why TNT is what it is. Yes, I can talk Bible all day long. I love to talk Bible, but the practicality of talking real life and bridging it to the Bible is really what I'm attempting to do, because a Bible that does not reach you is a Bible that's really not worth anything. And that's where we are right now. We've got to make it so it's reachable, it's tangible. And there's certain people that are experts in specific areas that instead of you listening to that person you work with, who comes to work, who seems to have the answer for everything, but their life ain't worth 2 cents worth of nothing, but they can tell you everything. And you keep listening to them. And
Wow.
I can't for the life of me, I cannot figure out how is it that a person who has no degree, who's working the same job you work the same hours you work, make the same pay you work, have such an educational understanding about money, but yet ain't making no more money than you. In the world are they giving you money advice? But when someone who is doing more than you, who is an expert in the area, who has gone to school, who has a certification, who has a business, that really that's what they do, you resist listening to them.
Mm,
What is the logic of that?
mm,
Why do we do that? What is that all about? So I am saying in the early part of this conversation, let's do better, ladies and gentlemen. Let's bring on the experts. Let the experts speak. And let's listen to the experts so the experts can give you some direction. It is a terrible thing for you to take advice on direction from a blind man,
Well,
Wow.
because
preaching.
he can't tell you but so much, because pretty much all he sees is the dark.
Wow.
So just want to shout out Bishop Diego. Good to see you on tonight. Thank you so much for being on tonight. Sharetta, appreciate you being on tonight as well. I need everybody to like and share and follow this broadcast right now. Let everybody know that the TNT Talk Thursday night edition is on the air, and we're having a real conversation about money. Real conversation. Now, I want you to pause for a second. So, sweetheart, now, even though you're not in finance, however, you are around a lot of people that make money in your that sphere of people that you work with. Even though they're making money, just in casual conversation, have you noticed their saving habit or lack of saving habit? Because many people who actually are making money are some of the greatest culprits of not saving money.
So I have to say the individuals or the environment that I've been privileged to work in, I do hear a lot about people saving money. I hear about retirement, and for the I can only speak with the ones that I kind of interact with,
Mhm,
but
mhm.
yes, they save money and they can pretty much pick up at any time they want and go wherever they want for the most part. They talk about things for their kids, putting savings away for their kids. We have some that I just mentioned the other day about this young man that talked about investing,
Oh yeah, you were talking.
and he
Yes,
just paid off
yes.
his mortgage. And so
How old was he?
I don't know how old he was, but
You know he ain't. No, he ain't 70.
don't even know if he was
Any
30.
of this right here, he ain't above.
African American. Okay.
So I don't, and
Right.
Come on here.
so what,
Amen.
what I can say is where some kind of utilize and do certain things with their money. Some of the individuals are frugal. I'm frugal. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that, but they would rather I kind of store some things away and maybe vacation a little later. So at least the core that I'm working with, we're in there together, but they are also looking out for their future as well. And this is a mix of African American and Caucasian, ethnicities. Yes. So yes.
So
Mhm.
there is some real practical saving that you hear
Yeah.
Mhm.
that they're doing now. So
But two, that again, as we always go back to say, it always depends on the environment, right?
absolutely,
Right. Right.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
If you're around a culture of people that's their routine, it's human beings. Psychology says we are creatures of habit.
Mhm.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Um, even in sayings, birds of a feather flock
Mhm.
together,
Yeah.
right? You can only be as good as the company
Company
you
you
keep,
keep. Yeah.
right? So we know that that's the habitual thing that we see in humanistic behavior.
Mhm.
The problem, though, is we tend to be in environments that are not as good for us, and
Right.
we become very comfortable.
Mhm.
So I know we've had several conversations down through the years of people who have money, but at the same time, maybe not, they're saving, but they're not saving enough, or they're
Mhm.
just not using the right vehicles to save. So talk about that. And we're going to definitely get back to you talking about integrity, but we're way out here
I
now.
know.
So
I
we're
ain't
going to have to,
answering that one
we're
question.
going
I
we're going
That was my fault. I'm
we're gonna try
sorry.
to get back. We done got on the boat, sailed, that we done did a whole tour, and we done forgot about where we were supposed to dock it. So we'll come back to it. We're gonna come back to integrity. But talk about that part. People who they have money, they may have not a lot of money, but they got money, but they're not doing the best with their money, which then leads to the dirty word, which is budget.
Budget. Definitely.
Nobody likes that word. It's like budget. It's no.
That's a dirty word.
Swordy dirt.
Budget. Budget is like holy water. No, I want to spend.
Right.
So talk about that.
Yeah. It's a vast majority of our clients are exactly what you just described. They are middle income earners who make good money, but don't have enough to show for it. And by not enough, that's either not having adequate savings,
Mhm.
very often, well into the six figures of income, but zero in savings or 2000 in savings.
Yeah.
And some of that comes from just not understanding how much we should have saved.
Yeah.
All right, stop there. So not going into the long of it, and oh, by the way, as I'm asking Brianna these questions, I'm asking someone who is specialized. That's her specialty. That's what she does. That's why I brought her here. I'm not going to talk over you, and we're not even going to talk around you. We want to come right where you are and meet you where you are to help you. This is not a broadcast to indict anybody. It's a broadcast to bring to light certain behaviors that we know we need to change. It's not even a question
Yeah.
of should I?
Yeah.
The real question is, will I?
Right.
That's really the question. Because at this point, looking at the trajectory of where this country is going, you are either going to do it because you are saying I've got to get ahead of it and do it, or like most of what happens, it becomes a reaction
So
like, oh
yeah.
my God, I got to do it.
Mm.
So talk about that part where you said not enough saving. So question number one, how does a person determine what is the determining factor of what they need to save?
So if you have nothing saved at all, you have zero dust in the savings.
Not
You want
Not
and you want your first savings.
just dust. This is like earth to earth, ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
Because I ain't put nothing in there so long.
Your savings is dead.
It's dust.
Your
at
savings
some point
is dead.
everybody has been there, you know.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
hey, it
I'm
is
at
what
zero.
it is.
I'm at zero.
It is
Zero to
what it
hero.
is.
So
Dust
if you
and all.
don't have any money saved, your first goal is $1,000. That's the first
All
goal.
right. So I need somebody to put that in the chat. Your goal is $1,000 in savings.
If
That's
you have
your
no money saved, that's your first.
Wait, does that mean credit card?
No, absolutely not. Your credit card is not an
No,
emergency
don't make
fund.
that face when I say that. Because I'm telling you what folks say. You got to know.
Yes,
I'm
you're
trying
right.
to tell you.
You're right.
Folk will say, I got a credit card with a $5,000 limit.
Yep, I
You
use
got
that.
$1,000 available.
Right. I use that when I have emergencies. Ma'am and sir, that is not an appropriate savings vehicle, nor is your retirement the appropriate emergency vehicle.
Wow.
It's a whole separate conversation.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So, but going back to the how much should you save?
Uh-huh.
I'm going to answer at least one full question.
Yeah, because we
But-
can't go to the bottom of the hour. We got to go to commercials. So
Yes.
go ahead and
Yes.
answer that question.
$1,000 first step. But after that, how much does it take to run your house? Sometimes we're not even just knowledgeable about that, but we're not knowledgeable because we don't have a written budget. So therefore, we're not really having a reality check on what are the actual expenses it takes to run my house. So you need to sit down with pen and paper, even if you just keep it basic of what are my expenses to include your groceries for the month, your gas, money for yourself for eating out or whatever the case may be. What does all of that stuff add up to? My mortgage, everything. So if that number is example $4,000, then that is your next savings goal, a 1 month cash reserve. And then from there, you got to have a written budget so you know exactly when am I going to hit this mark? When am I going to get to 4,000? It can't be random of, well, sometimes people make savings optional. Oh, I'm going to put 250 in my savings this pay period, and then they go move it right back. Like the next day. I'm gonna move it back.
Not the next day.
It needs to be a mandatory thing. It can't be optional. People don't value savings as much as they value using extra money to get out of debt. When they get extra money, let's say tax return time, they get a lump sum of money. Their first thought is, oh, I'm gonna pay down this and pay this off and pay this off. No, for most, nowhere in there is it, oh, well, I need to save half of this.
Wow.
No, it's, well, I'm going to take this vacation. I'm going to get these few things for the baby and
Wow.
I'm going to pay off these debts. That's what I see often. And so we got to change that mindset that savings is just as important as getting out of debt. Because while you're trying to get out of debt, if you have an emergency in the middle of that, you're going right back to the same credit card you just paid off because you didn't save anything along the way. In emergencies, we don't get a heads up. There's no, hey, you know what? Savannah and Shatara calling. I'm going out on Friday. You'll need about $250. You don't get advance warning. It just happens.
True.
So you got to be ready.
Yeah.
And ready does not mean my credit card is ready.
Yeah.
It means my savings account is ready. If I have an emergency, I have the means to be able to pay for it. So that's the first thing is we got to have a better mindset around savings and give ourselves permission to have a lot of money in savings. Sometimes we make six figures but the idea of having $20,000 in your savings account seems far-fetched. But wait a minute, you're making $120,000, but $20,000 sounds like a lot for you to save?
Wow.
Wow.
That's backwards. Wow. So people have to give themselves permission it's okay for me to have that much money. Sometimes they think, oh, well, I got 5,000 in savings and they done did something. That's good that you got the 5,000. That's not enough. How long is that going to last if you lose your job tomorrow?
Good point.
Wow.
Very good point.
We've had clients that have been out of work for 6 or 7 months. So now how big does 20,000 sound now when you out of work for 7 months?
It's not a lot.
It's not a lot.
Yeah.
Wow.
We got to do some things different. So you continue from there, your 1 month cash reserve, and then you go on to your 2 month cash reserve. But you got to have that written budget so you can figure out, okay, I can set aside $300 a month. Okay, well, how many months will it take for you to get to that 1 month cash reserve? And people get excited. My clients get excited when they can see now I have a goal date. Like, hey, by August of 2025, I'm going to have this amount of money in savings. You have something to work towards and it keeps you focused. But you want to keep going. You don't just stop right there. Now, some advisors will say you need a 6 month cash reserve, Some will say a 3-month cash reserve. I used to say 6. Now I say 12. And while that may seem like a whole lot, again, I've had clients who have been out of work. They've been at their job for years, and they act like they were never going to have. They would never be fired or never be laid off because
Indeed.
they got
Indeed.
comfortable. Back to that
Indeed.
word.
Yeah,
Indeed.
I've been at this job for 15 years, 20 years, and people still get laid off.
they do.
And in that scenario, then they're pulling from their retirement account, they're cashing out, doing all these things. When if they had had adequate savings to begin with, it would have been a welcome vacation. That's fine. They let me go. That's good. I need a vacation anyway. I'm good
Yeah.
because I can pay my bills. It's peace of mind. So my recommendation in terms of long term is a 12-month cash reserve because that is what I call the peace of mind package. If you got 12 months, you ain't got nothing to worry about. Now, that doesn't mean it all needs to be in savings. It can be invested in some other things, but it has to be easily accessible funds
Mhm.
because you're using that pot for emergencies.
So really, the IRA, the Roth, 401k is not emergency fund.
Come on, say something. Yes, that is correct. You were
Mhm.
meant to retire. Retirement. There's no emergency. I didn't see any emergency words anywhere in the word retirement. It's not in there.
Yeah.
It's not in there.
Yeah.
It's not in the definition either. If you look up retirement,
Yeah,
I don't
that's
think it says emergency in there.
I don't
Yeah.
think so either.
Yeah. No.
Listen, we're at the bottom of the hour and we're going to go to commercial break, but this is hot. And I need you to, while we're going to commercial, go get some water, get your drink, whatever, coffee, tea, whatever you're going to drink. For some of you, that may be a glass of wine, because right now you're probably stressed out. But these conversations is probably really stirring up a whole lot of emotions. You probably need something to kind of bring yourself down. Go ahead and get that right now. We're going to go to commercial break and we'll be right back. This is the TNT Talk Thursday night edition. We'll be right back.
More Americans are driving every day to work, to school, to church, or just to travel. And with all the new drivers on the road, accidents are sure to happen. Are you frustrated because your insurance keeps increasing? Are you shopping for a new car but need a good insurance rate? Then call Goosehead Insurance, the Smith Firm and Agency, the DMV's leading insurance broker. Whether it's a new car, too many tickets, a history of accidents, DUIs, or simply it's just too expensive, scan the QR code on the screen or visit us online at www.smithfirm.agency and submit an application for a quote. It only takes 2 minutes, and with AI technology and over 23 carriers to assist you, we can bind your policy and get you covered in the same day. Give our agents a call at 443-264-4398 or visit us online at www.smithfirm.agency. We're not just an agency, we're a standard of excellence.
Mine. Change your money. Change your life.
Integrity Financial Solutions, Incorporated.
Check out our products and services.
Financial planning and consulting.
Expert guidance and personalized strategies to optimize your financial well-being and achieve your short and long-term goals.
Insurance and annuity solutions.
Life insurance, disability insurance, long-term care insurance, mortgage protection insurance, and annuity.
Debt management.
Student loan savings program and mortgage loan savings program. Take control of your loan burden by significantly reducing your repayment timeline.
Financial freedom is within your reach. Send an email to info@integrityfsi.com or call us at 410-312-5596. You can also visit us at www.integrityfsi.com.
Scan to book a free 15-minute financial consultation and start your journey to achieving financial freedom.
And we're back to the TNT Thursday night edition with your host, Bishop Dr. Carolyn Smith, my wife, Lady Savannah, and my special guest, my sister, Brianna Colon from Integrity Financial Solutions. I want to pause right there because one of the commercials that was running was specifically from Integrity Financial Solutions. And before we go any further, and don't say another word, don't go another angle, just answer my doggone question. I want you to talk about Integrity Financial Solutions and how you got there, and then certainly talk about that QR code that's over there. I want you to talk about that because I'm quite sure my viewers are like, okay, what's the QR code? So let them know what the QR code is.
Okay. So the QR code takes you directly to all things for the company as well as to connect to me personally on social media. So it'll connect you, as you can also see on the screen, it'll connect you to my Facebook, the Instagram. It'll connect you to the YouTube. I also have a podcast as well. So it'll connect you to the website for the podcast as well as our company website. I am the founder of Integrity Financial Solutions Incorporated. I'm also managing partner for Right Time Financial LLC. And so you'll see all of that information contained in the QR code. But our consulting firm is our mission is to help our clients to get to the next level financially. We get a lot of clients who come in the door with many goals. That's, from people that want to buy a home and they want to get their finances in order for that. Some people that are like, hey, I just need to make sure that I can retire comfortably. It's one thing to retire. It's another thing to retire comfortably, but I'm not going to get off topic.
That's like sitting in a chair and talking about, yeah, I'm sitting here, but I ain't comfortable though.
Right.
I ain't comfortable.
Look at people retire, but not all retire comfortably. See?
Yeah.
So, but sometimes it's about retirement. Sometimes it's just about being able to manage money better, to be able to save, just to be better stewards of their finances as a whole. As I mentioned earlier, most of our clients are middle income earners who feel like they make good money but don't have enough to show for it. And so we give them guidance. But I would like to say that our process is a little different because we use mindset and money strategies to help our clients to get into an overall better financial space. So it's one thing to just say, hey, here's a budget. And once you follow this budget, you're going to be good to go. Just manage your money and you're on your way. But there are a lot of deep rooted issues that led to the financial position that they're in. And in order for them to have a change of lifestyle, we have to be able to understand and get to what are those root causes. So sometimes, example, I have a client that said, well, I lost my job. I was unemployed for 7 months. And so that caused me to get behind on the bills. Wrong. You got behind on the bills because you didn't have adequate savings. You didn't understand the value of savings.
Wow.
So we got to get to the root issue. That was a contributing factor, but it was not the root issue. And so we have to understand all of that. So we take our clients through a questionnaire process in the beginning so we can really understand any financial behaviors, money behaviors that maybe have not served them well.
So before you do anything, they have to tell the truth.
Well, yes, it is.
Oh,
yes.
Look at there.
They have to be willing to lay it all on the table. They have to lay it all on the table.
So, ladies and gentlemen, shout out to my brother, Coach Sean, in the house. Appreciate my brother being there. So, let's just address this little monkey in the room. Shall we? Let's just address the monkey. Not going to call the elephant. We're just going to call him a monkey. Let's address it. Let's address that you lying to the person who's trying to help you don't help you.
Well,
let's also address that the longer you keep avoiding the truth, the inevitable will happen. Truth, ladies and gentlemen, no matter whether you want to accept it or not, is not going away. Now, say that one more time.
Say it one more time.
Truth, no matter whether you want to accept it or not, is not going anywhere. So if you don't want to accept the truth that I have bad spending habits, I have come from a system of lack of saving, I have come from an environment that we spent well, We did not save well.
We spent well.
Oh, I'm telling you, we have professional spenders.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
if spending was a job, God Almighty, I'm telling you, there's some folk that would be millionaires like
Yeah.
3 times over. Easy.
Shopaholics.
Shopaholic.
Mhm.
Shopaholic. Now, if you're not going to admit that these things have held you down, these are the things that have really hurt your family. This is the reason why, and this is when it really gets hard, that when the inevitable happened, Bishop, what is the inevitable? Death.
Well,
Okay.
say that.
I promise you, ladies and gentlemen, of all the things that we will be late for in this life, I promise you, you won't be late to death. It's just a quickening in me
Yeah.
that says you're not going to be late for that. Question is not, are you going to be late? We know the answer to that question. Here's the real
Are
question.
you going to be ready?
Are you going to be ready?
Yeah.
That part.
And let me just broaden the horizon in the will you be ready? Because if inflation is happening, and we can clearly agree that it is,
Mm-hmm.
and since even the planning of death is actually increasing, we can admit that,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
We do know that the houses that used to be 50,000 are now $1 million. We can say that. We can say the cars that used to be 2,500 are now 250,000, right? I mean, I know I'm talking astronomical. I'm joking,
Right.
but what I'm
Yeah.
really trying to bring to light
You're right.
is that what used to be
Mm-hmm.
is not now.
Yeah.
The houses that were once a certain number have astronomically grown. Many of these people are still working the same job. The raises that they are getting on their job is at least a third, a third of what's actually happening in the economy. So as the economy is doing the 100-yard dash, your salary is running a marathon. It's two different speeds. You see, so inflation is like, all right, ready, set, go. But your savings is like, can we take the long way? I want to take the long way around. Can I just put aside $2? First of all, what exactly can $2 do now?
It might buy you a pack of gum. It might.
Depending on what store you go to.
If you go to Dollar Tree.
No. But see, depending on what store you go to. So do you know, real talk, do you know if you go to the gas station to get gum or mints, if you go to get mints, the mints are $2, but the taxes is 5. So you went in there with bad breath with $2 thinking, I'm gonna get these mints. And then the registers, the Oriental guy is always the Oriental guy. That would be it would be $5.39. Wait a minute. I said $2. Yeah. But
Not today.
You will pay American tax and you'll pay Indian tax.
All the taxes.
You paying tax.
You are.
I mean, and that's a whole nother conversation just on the tax thing. So I'm joking, but I'm trying to tell you the money ain't reaching like it used to.
Right.
So if it's not reaching, should it be assumed that we've got to be smarter?
Absolutely.
Yes.
We got to be smarter. And the whole thing about working a job for any length of time, do you know right now the average length of time that any person is spending on their job now is less than 8 years?
I could believe it.
So if it's less than 8, what's the plan? What's the plan? What's your plan?
The no plan plan.
The no plan.
What are we doing?
Well, I know what we're doing. We buying Jordans. That's what we doing. We are buying into the stock of Jordan. The problem is the way we buying into the stock, we at the wrong register. Because the money that we put out for the Jordans are not coming back to us. It's actually going to Michael and his company.
Right.
The same doggone shoe that came out in 1987, this man is still getting rich off of. It's the same shoe. They changed the color. I still
Facts.
can't. It is a phenomenon that I mean, Michael Jordan's sneaker to me is equivalent to the phenomenon of are there aliens in the universe? Because I'm trying to figure how is this happening? It's the same shoe. They come, it's the, you know, the now it's the dunk. And I'm thinking, it's still the same Michael Jordan shoe.
I don't even keep up.
Like,
Me either,
how is that
Brianna.
happening? How is that happening?
But everybody has their thing. It may be Jordan
not-
for this
and I'm
person,
saying
and it
you
may
can
be
have your
something else
thing.
for the next.
You can have your thing, but you better be able to live in your thing.
Your thing gonna have you broke.
I agree. I agree.
Because you now you can't sell your Jordan. I was going to say you can't sell your Jordans, but you can't sell your Jordans. They are cleaning. They are cleaning their Jordan. Brianna, did you know that they are cleaning Jordans, and now you can buy used Jordans?
Who wants to buy
Wow.
used Jordans?
Wait, hold on, hold. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What did you just say?
You heard me.
Who wants to buy used Jordans?
I do not want to put my feet
My
in
producer-
That's what I'm
anything
thinking.
My
that
producer
anyone
is
else
not
has
on the
feet.
screen, but Mr.
Are we thinking the same thing,
but-
Brianna?
No,
We
no,
are.
that's
No,
because y'all in a
ma'am.
different
We're
category.
not doing
Let me
that.
tell you right now. Let me raise my mic here.
Raise it up.
There is a whole group of people out there buying used sneakers.
Have fungus.
Now, I'm not saying that their feet don't. I mean, they got gingivitis. They got no. That's terrible. They got some sneakers. You know it's bad.
Oh my
They got
goodness.
fungus in the mouth from buying
Gangrene.
used sneakers. No, they got foot fungus. They got all kind of stuff. But they gonna get them feet fungus, but they gonna have them Jordans on though.
Rent
They gonna have
behind, car about to be repossessed,
Look,
about to be
look,
evicted.
what you say? I can't talk about Jordans on this show. No, sir. Listen, now I will say, then let me not go too far because I definitely like what I like, and I'm not gonna act like, and everybody that knows me, don't look at me in that tone of voice, and don't even turn your head. You turn your head. Just turn your head.
Oh my.
Do you see that comment? The truth will set you free.
Well,
The truth. Everybody likes what
It's
they
okay.
like. That's the facts.
It's
Those are the facts. I like what I like.
I know.
But we got to be able to afford what we like.
Now,
Yes.
now,
There you go.
if you can't afford it, all right, doggone laying away sneakers.
Oh my goodness! Don't get me started.
Laying away sneakers. You now here's what's scary. Here's what's scary. People will lay away for clothing, furniture, all kinds of stuff, but will not lay away for their future.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Now, Brianna, is it the same if we reduce savings to the lowest term? Would you say savings is nothing more than laying away for your future?
Absolutely. In its simplest terms, absolutely.
That's all it is.
Yep.
And I think when we talk that way, because I think what's happened, savings has become it's a myth.
hmm
It's almost like savings. Like so this is how we're equating savings in the African American community amongst some, not all. It's the amount of the check that's left after you spend. That's the savings. So if my check was 1,200 and I spent 1,100, I've saved 100.
Wow.
That's
Well, we said we have a mindset issue.
and so this is where we need to own it. We, ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to make a change, you must own the fact that you have bad habits. You have bad habits. Everybody has habits, but you can have good and you can have bad. Many of us have long bad habits, and we need to make change. We need to make change. Tonight really is to stimulate you to change, to take a hard look at yourself. For those of us that are parents, you have children, and you know you want to do better, even if you, for no other reason that you want to just do better for your children, to set habits, to give them a chance. Because, ladies and gentlemen, what is this world going to look like 10 years from now? What is it going to look like? And when are you going to have this conversation? When are you going to have this conversation? When does this conversation transfer from your head to your mouth to own the fact that I need to change? I need to change. Why do we still, 2024, why are we still doing GoFundMe when somebody died?
I don't know.
Why? Why are we doing that?
Brianna.
Why? I mean,
Church gonna take care of it.
Yeah.
I don't even want to have that conversation. Oh,
Speaking, I served for 25 years. The church will take care of it.
let me tell you what I know.
What?
Yeah. It's sad.
It's sad. It's sad that that statement is true.
It is.
But you know what's worse than that statement? While the leader will make sure that the parishioner who comes to them in their need when the family member dies or when the member dies, unfortunately, they themselves are actually guilty of not having death benefits for their own selves. True or false?
True. Absolutely true.
Now, this is where we are. Now, I've had several conversations with colleagues and friends to say, hey, look, we got to change this. I had a conversation with another leader, and I said, because I have this relationship with him, I said, what we going to do from now on, I need you to let your saints know, your team, whoever that is, I'm coming to have a conversation with your church. Because what we're not going to do, they're not going to buy you another suit. They're not going to buy you no more TVs, no more shoes. They're not even going to send you on no more trips. Because it is sad to suggest that you love the man or the woman of God enough to buy them tangible stuff, but won't even allot monies so that if the individual dies, they are able, their families, to be taken care of if that person should die. And what's even worse, and this leads into a whole nother conversation, that many of these individuals who are bivocational are actually living from the health benefits of their job because the ministry can't pay for it. But when we have these conversations, then these questions kind of rise up almost to suggest the person's not even worthy to have these conversations.
Again, it's all about mindset.
I'm telling you, these are real conversations.
Yeah.
These are real things that I know. I know right now, and some of you know, some of you are in ministry that you love your pastor. But do you know your pastor does not have any life insurance? And if he or she does, it is not because the ministry did it.
Right. There's plenty of broke pastors and pastors who don't have all the stuff in place, like you said, and it's not okay. But we want the pastor to take up all the time to come see you at the hospital and come pray for you. And can you pray for my cousin and my brother and my can you help me with this? The pastors are constantly pouring out and pouring out and pouring out, but you don't want them to have any type of benefit? What? How does that go together? It doesn't.
That's selfish.
You should want the pastor to be okay, because if he's doing well, then that leaves more room for him to do what he does, more ministry.
But somehow, some way, that don't happen like that.
Yeah.
Right.
What we want is for him to preach, 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 serve, 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 serve.
Right.
Then when he dies, we cry.
Right.
And then we come together. We're gonna do for the first lady for that first year.
The first year, maybe the first 30 days.
Right. Right.
It's worse than that.
I think people don't think that deeply about it. I mean, I would not want my pastor to be struggling because then that's affecting other areas of his life, and it's going to
It is.
absolutely affect.
So if he's struggling and the oil runs down,
You're struggling too.
Absolutely.
so that means a lot of the perpetuated behavior is starting from the head and
Absolutely.
exposed
Yes.
right on down,
That's right.
which then goes back to your comment about how it was never taught,
Hmm.
it was taught.
That's right.
And so it fell on us.
Hmm.
And this is what it is. And so we're now in these precarious situations
Hmm.
where we've some of us became parents way too soon.
Right.
We became parents way too soon.
Hmm.
We loved the feeling, but we didn't love the plan.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So now we're in these situations and now we're trying to react to what's happening. And at some point, we've got to do better.
Absolutely.
We've got to do
You have
better.
to.
We just have, because just take a look at what's happening to us, ladies and gentlemen. Just look at what's happening. The person that was living comfortably prior to the pandemic is now really struggling. They're struggling because that money ain't lasting.
Mhm.
Things have changed. Monies that used to be, do you know, ladies and gentlemen, you are making life decisions at the grocery store. You are now saying, should I get them oodles or noodles or pay that bill?
Some people do.
And this is real. Like, should I get Captain Crunch or should I get the store brand Captain Crunch?
Right.
Because I got to make this money work.
Yeah. The
And
groceries are
some
definitely
people
high.
will buy the Captain Crunch and they're going to say, well, I'm going to be a little late on my car note. Because that's how much the Captain Crunch is. Doggone Captain Crunch is like $400. You can't even get a box of Captain Crunch at a reasonable amount no more. Anybody ever go to the grocery store and you see them ringing stuff up and they ring 3 things up and you already at $100?
Yeah.
And you try to figure out, I only came here to get one thing and I already spent $300.
Yeah. The groceries out of control.
Yeah.
Out
What,
of control.
you know it's bad when you go to buy milk and eggs and you got to take out a second mortgage. Just milk and eggs. You are literally, this is what happened. You at the grocery store, you get milk, eggs, cereal, right? A couple of few things. And while you at the register, you are doing a loan application to refinance your home.
It's expensive.
Because it's
Yeah.
ridiculously expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so expensive. People come out the line of the grocery store and they need tissue because their nose bleed. I mean, stuff high as a kite. People come out the grocery store and leave their car in the parking lot and take an Uber because they know the car will get repossessed because they can't pay for it. Listen, y'all know good and well, you come home after you come from Walmart, and the first thing you say is, I'm going to have to Uber to make up the difference.
Mm.
Yeah.
This is where
Or
we
they get cash advance loans.
Oh,
my goodness.
my God.
About
Payday.
that.
Oh,
Payday.
About that. For
my
those
God.
people
loans.
that don't understand how that
All right,
works.
hold on. We're at the top of the hour. We're gonna go to commercial because we didn't hit a point. Let's go to commercial. We're gonna come back from the commercial. We're gonna talk about these payday loans.
Hmm.
We're gonna talk about what's the other one?
Have to pay.
Yeah. Oh, the Afterpay. We're going to talk about all of these because they are very deceptive and they are putting you further in debt. All right, we're going to come back and talk about that. This is the TNT Talk Thursday night edition. Tuesday. Said Tuesday?
You said Thursday. Today's Tuesday.
Today's Thursday?
Today's Tuesday.
I'm sorry. As you can see, I want this week to be over. Let's get to the end.
It's okay, baby. It's
Let's
okay.
get to the end.
It's okay.
It's Tuesday night, y'all. Y'all know what it is. It's TNT Talk. We'll be right back.
Change your money. Change your life.
Integrity Financial Solutions Incorporated.
When my husband and I first began working with Integrity Financial, we were not in a good financial position at all. In our late 50s, we didn't have a good relationship with money. We didn't have a budget. We had no savings, numerous credit cards, 2 loans, and a mortgage. The transition from the way that we used to think to the way that Integrity Financial was teaching us to think was very educational. It was something that we had to work very hard at. Since then, we have been able to clear most of our credit card debt. We have a budget that we work towards all the time. We have savings now and a much better relationship with money. All thanks to Brianna and her team, my husband and I are finally on the right path. And we are testimony that it's really never too late to begin. What we want to take away from this is some financial education that we can share with our children so that they can start their path far earlier than we did. And so we think that we've achieved that, and that's what gives us the most comfort. This process provides education, as long as you are prepared to make the commitment, but this program also provides an opportunity for you to pass this very vital education onto your children and break the cycle. We are excited about the future, we're excited about our retirement, and we're mostly excited about being debt-free in the future.
Book a free 15-minute financial consultation to start your journey to financial freedom.
And we're back to the Tuesday night edition of the TNT Talk with your host, Bishop Dr. Tyrone Smith, my wife, Lady Savannah, and my special guest tonight, Mrs. Brianna Cologne from
My
Integrity.
sister.
She is your sister.
That's right.
That is your sister.
Right, Brianna?
Sure enough.
You want to go ahead and fist pound? I mean, look at that. All right, go ahead. Nobody in this. I'm just a nobody.
Not really. Oh boy.
All right, now. So before we went to commercial, you brought up payday loans, and then you talked about the other one. They put it up, these cash advances. I want to talk about that. And then I want to talk about, because shout out to your production team, those were your commercials that were running. And in that last commercial, it was a real testimonial of a client. That's not, I want to be clear, that's not a paid person. That's a real client that Brianna has worked with. And I want to talk about that. Let's talk about these payday loans and lead right into retirement.
So that's a no-no, first of all. I'll leave
Why?
with that.
Well, why? Because if
Because
you're in a situation, I mean, and you're strapped, you're trying to figure it out. I mean, why?
so now we're going to money behaviors,
It's
because
definitely money, baby.
why are you running out of money? You can't allow yourself
I
to
bought
run out of
Jordans.
money. Say it again.
I bought Jordans.
Right.
I'm Jay, what happened? Matter of fact, I bought 2 pair of Jordans.
Well, stop buying Jordans then.
Right. It becomes a cycle because they want payments every week. Sometimes they'll do every 2 weeks, but they want a payment every week. And if you didn't have the money before, now you're just creating a bigger issue.
Good point.
The people that have been in it, they start making these payments and they need another cash advance loan because they weren't
Oh,
paying
my.
attention to their account. So now next thing you know, they have 2 advanced
You got
loans,
more
advanced
than
payday
one?
loans.
Really?
Oh yeah. There are
Is
people
that
that
how
have
it works?
Oh my God.
yeah, you can have more than one. You can have it through more than one company. There's plenty of companies that offer them. So you can have more than one, just like the Affirms and the I forgot all the different names of them. There's different companies that offer those where they'll let you pay over time. You can do that now on flights, you can do it on travel, you can do it on all kinds of stuff
Wow.
now. all kinds of stuff where you can just pay a little bit per month. Now, in those cases, the ones that are the companies like the Affirms, I wish I could think of the other names of them right now. But anyway,
hopefully my viewers don't know who they are.
Yep. If you don't know, don't worry about it.
Yeah, if you don't know, don't know.
But they allow you to make small payments in those cases. Those companies, you make small payments and you don't have to get charged interest as long as you pay it back by a certain time period.
Mhm.
But it's still about the mindset of creating debt, because it begins a cycle of, oh, well, I'll just do it. It's almost like a layaway, but in reverse, because you actually get the item and you're paying for it over time. And before you know it, we've had clients that come in and they have 5 or 6 of these type of accounts, or sometimes more than that they are paying. I pay this one $32 a pay period. I pay this one $10 a pay period. I pay this one $19 a pay period. But my balance is $1,000. I bought a computer.
Interest rates on them things like 25, 33.
No, they start out at 0%. Now, I don't know at what point in time they shift, because I haven't really looked into it too deeply, but I'm on my clients when I do see that, because it's really about the cycle of you creating the debt, and it's still soaking up your money. So consequently, they keep doing it because they get used to it. Oh, now I can fund my lifestyle by way of this company.
Okay, so Sean was saying they basically allow you to break the payment down, some into 2 payments or 4. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So you can break down the payment,
Shout
but
out
you're
to
not.
Karima as well.
Yeah, you're not getting charged interest initially. Now, I know there is a cutoff. I just don't know how long you can do all of that, or if you default on the payment or whatever the case may be. I haven't gotten that far. I didn't look into it. But from what I've seen of my clients that have had those, when they first start with us, we're like, oh, no, we're getting rid of that as soon as possible, because you've got, you financed the computer, and you financed the cruise, and you financed the airline ticket, and you all these things that they financed, and you never did really catch up. And so the people that have done those are people that are broke, typically, are people that are broke. I can't say that of everybody, but just the people we've seen. It's people who don't already have their money. If you already got your money, you don't really need this extra program, but they know it's a moneymaker. There's another one out now where I just saw it come across Facebook. Maybe y'all have seen it, where you can have a credit card tied to your home equity.
What?
That's something new that I just saw recently, where they're like, oh yeah, you can get approved for a credit card, and the amount of they give you is based on how much equity you have in your home.
So it's not a choice equity line of credit.
Right.
It's an actual credit card.
It's an actual credit card.
Wow.
And it's tied to your line of credit. So now, and it's still going to be 11% or maybe 15% or something. It's not going to be 30, but the bottom line is now you're cutting it. Now it's going to cause people to spend even more, because if I have $50,000 of equity, you allow me to use my equity. So now I got a credit card with a $50,000 credit limit. And before I could only get $1,000 credit limit, but now I can get $50,000 access. Oh, my goodness.
So Karima, she said, some would say, what about building your credit score? Well, see, building the credit score, first of all, starts with the same principle of bad habit with money. If you're not good with money, typically the two go hand in hand.
Absolutely.
The two go hand in hand. We could talk about building credit, and we will. We won't. We won't talk about it now. I'm actually going to bring some of my other partners, and we'll talk about that. But here's what I will say: many people who are credit challenged are actually the same people who have these bad money habits.
Right.
It's
Absolutely.
the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
The people who are more conscious about the way they're spending money typically are also conscious about their credit score.
Right.
And the two go hand in hand.
Mm-hmm.
Now, building your credit, there's a lot that goes into that.
Right.
A lot that goes into it. And a lot of it starts off with, again, the dirty word.
The budget. You got to want better bad enough.
Oh.
In order to shift.
There you go.
Oh.
You're stinking thinking.
Wait a minute. Say that again.
You've got to want better bad enough. I think that's what I said.
Yeah.
It's not so well the first time.
Yeah. Got to catch you while you before you get
bad enough. I mean, you've got to want more.
Yeah.
Meaning, whatever. If you want, people will say, "Oh, I'm broke. I'm broke." Well, the power of life and death is in the tongue.
Your tongue. Yes.
Stop saying broke stuff out of your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
It's not biblical.
Yeah.
If you want better, start with what's coming out of your mouth. And so we have to. I lost my thought.
While you're doing that, I want to shout out Bishop Jonathan Mason from
Uh-huh.
Indianapolis that's with us tonight. We're going to be there this weekend, and a lot of what we're taught like that. I wish you could come because that Saturday we're doing a whole seminar. We're going to talk about uh, business endeavors. We're going to talk about uh, uh, having nonprofits, foundations, how to
Mm.
set them up properly.
Mhm.
We're going to talk a little bit about investments. I'm going to talk a little about insurance there. And so I'm definitely, we're going to be there this weekend. And what's going to wind up happening, and so I'm going to just drop this now. What actually is going to happen in Indianapolis, I'm actually going to bring back here. And we're going to bring that same energy, that same conversation, that same type of meeting. We're going to bring it here. Brianna's going to be a part of it. I'm going to bring some of my other colleagues into this meeting. And I'm going to bring everybody on. And we're going to have a very engaging panel conversation. Yes, there'll be good preaching. Yes, there's going to be good singing. It's going to be all of that. But the reason why I'm doing this is because of another thing that I have realized. If in fact it's a habit, one conversation ain't going to change it.
Yeah.
It's not going to change it. Some of the stuff that has been happening with us has been happening with us for a very, very long time.
That's right.
And the old adage still remains the same. Old habits are hard to break.
Yeah.
And if we're going to break it, we have to be intentional.
Intentional about it. Yes.
We
Absolutely.
have to be intentional, which goes right back to what you say. You got to want better bad enough.
Mhm.
You got to wake up every morning with the intention to say, I'm going to do better today.
Yeah.
Well, how about we need to grasp the idea that being broke is a choice?
How about that?
How about that?
How about it?
that?
You can
About that.
choose not to be broke. Just like you can choose to want to have a better life. I can choose to want to live in a certain type of house or drive a certain type of car. We have the choice.
No matter what situation you're in, right? There
have
is a way out.
There is a way
So
out.
that's no
But you got to want
excuse.
the way out.
That's right.
You got to be willing to do what's necessary.
That
You gotta be
is
willing
right.
to do the work.
Exactly.
That's exactly what I was getting ready to say.
And you
There
can't
is-
use I grew up like this and I don't have this. Like she said, you have the ability to change.
Talk for
Well, what you just said, that what I mentioned earlier about I didn't grow up learning about money, but yet here I am teaching other people about how to become financially free. Wonder how I did that? Because being broke is a choice.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You can't
And I
use
decided
that.
I wanted a certain type of lifestyle. I don't want to be broke. I want to be able to travel when I want to, how I want to. That was a choice. So you have
Yes.
to be willing to position yourself, and it starts with having a solid financial plan.
And let me say this, and it may not be comfortable in that transition, but like she
Right.
said, if you want to do better, you can.
That's
You
right.
just have to be willing to be uncomfortable for however long that takes. And until that happens, you're going to remain broke.
That's it. The
Simple
first
as
step
that.
to change is acknowledgement. You got to be able to acknowledge the problem. If you're in denial about everything, then you might as well just go on and shut it down because you're not going to get anywhere. But you have to be able to acknowledge, you know what? Yep, I had some stinking thinking. I've been tripping. I ain't been managing my money well. I have been shopping and spending. I use my credit card. I'm doing all the things. And honestly, that's how it's been when clients come. Most of the time, we're getting referrals. So because they've already heard about what we do, how we do, they come in the door ready because they already know, okay, I'm gonna come in and spill the beans, and they'll come in. I need you to help me get my
they
whole
come
life
in
together.
a whole confessional.
They do. They're like, I've been tripping. It's almost like they're so happy to be able to have that weight lifted off them.
Yeah.
I got 5 cars.
Yeah, they totally.
I can only pay for 3.
Because they know help is on the way. Finally, oh man, somebody can help me get out of this because I really do want to have I want to be able to retire. I want to know that, if I want to be able to retire at 60, that's one of the things we ask when we ask, what age would you like to retire or be in a position to have the choice? And do you know, people hesitate to answer the question because they feel like it's so far-fetched that it would sound stupid for them to say, well, I really would like to retire at 55. I really would like to retire at 60, but they feel like I'm going to sound stupid if I say it.
So Karima, she says some people really don't know how to.
Absolutely.
That's why we're here. This is
Right.
what this is about.
Right.
We are identifying the elephant in the room. We very much understand that you don't know how. This is the reason why I brought Brianna on, because that's what she does. What we're talking about, this is what she does. I need y'all to go to that QR code right there. You see that QR code right there? I need you to go to the QR code. I need you to scan the QR code. I need you to make an appointment with Brianna. And listen to this. Listen to this. This is a profound revelation. Throw.
Well, let me help, because we offer free 15-minute consultations, which allow us to get an overview of what you're looking to accomplish and talk about how we can help. And once we tell you, you tell us what you got going on, we tell you how we can help.
You
It's
can
up to you
actually get
after
all
that.
that in 15 minutes.
I sum it up, snatch it up in 15 minutes. We tell you what we can do. And honestly, 99% of the people that come through our doors say yes. That's the honest truth. Because they know what they want. But it's our team that does it. I just want to clarify that point. It's not just me. We have a team of financial consultants. So I don't want to paint the picture that they're definitely going to get me. They may get someone from my team. But either way, you're going to get taken care of is the point. So.
And the whole idea is just like with myself. There's not just an individual.
Right.
You're going to be working with multiplicity of people to do it. And so, matter of fact, if my producer, if you can pull that up just so that they can see when they pull the QR code, what that looks like. I want them to be able to see what that looks like. If you scan that QR code, this is what it's going to look like when you scan her QR code. Now, while he's pulling that up, again, this is what you do, and this is what you do for a living. This is not some side hustle.
Nope.
This
Full
thing,
time, office and all, team, staff,
all of that,
all
of
the
that.
things.
Yes, all of that.
If you're local, you can come to our office in Columbia, Maryland.
Right in
Otherwise, we have clients literally all over the country because we can meet virtually, and we help people everywhere. We have people on the West Coast, some everywhere.
And so this is what it looks like when you go and you scan that QR code. You see that one right at the top. It says set an appointment. So if we want to talk about changing a mindset, if we want to talk about finding the exit door, if we want to talk about how do we, it starts right there. It starts right there. Because, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to change, this is how change happens. You get up and you do something.
Yes.
That's right.
You cannot keep saying, I want to change, never move. At some point, you're going to have to put feet to your mouth. Okay? But to put feet to your mouth and move. You're going to have to move. Because nothing is going to happen if you just keep sitting there.
Yeah.
That's right.
Right? You can say all day long, and this is where we mess up, because many will then say, oh, I can do it on my own. How's that working out for you?
Right.
How's that working out for you? Is that really working? Are you into your now 10th year of waiting to the new year talking about I'm going to make a change?
You better get rid of that pride, because that's what it is.
Yeah. Amen.
Before we're going to go to this last commercial for tonight, but can I ask a question? Why are we so afraid to just admit that we have this problem?
It's embarrassment.
Afraid. It's pride.
Yeah. It's pride. It's embarrassment. Yeah, a lot of people are embarrassed. They've said that out of their mouth sometimes. I'm really embarrassed or ashamed to talk about where I am, and I'm like, that's okay. But
hey, y'all,
it's a safe space.
in the chat, and whether this is live, but if you're watching this as a replay, I'm posing a question. Why do you think we are really challenged to have these conversations? What say ye in the chat? What say ye? My brother just said with big letters, try. Try.
Can I add one?
You certainly can.
I think that people are well, yes, they're embarrassed, but sometimes it's about where they are in career wise. I'm a doctor, so I'm expected to be at
Yeah.
this particular level or this particular position. So I can't go and tell someone that I'm not where I need to be financially.
Yeah.
I'm a pastor of a large church. I'm supposed to be doing well financially. I can't go and tell someone that
Yeah.
I'm not doing well. That would be an embarrassment. I can't do that.
Yeah.
Reggie, so I saw a couple of comments. Someone said pride,
Mm-hmm.
embarrassing, shame, and then he
Fake
came back
person.
to fake persona.
Persona.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fake persona.
Mm-hmm.
Karima said people want to seem like they have it all
Right.
together.
Yeah.
And I think that's another big one.
Right.
We just want to appear as if everything is okay.
Yep.
Okay. Newsflash. Just because the item is in the window don't mean that the item is in the store.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Mm-hmm.
because
Yeah.
you see it in the window
Mhm.
don't mean that it's in the
Yeah.
store.
Right.
Because we got a lot of window shoppers.
Yeah.
You're right.
My brother said people don't want to be judged. I agree with that too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because they think when they come to us, we're judging them.
Mm-hmm.
Reggie say false expectations lead to shame. So there's a lot that comes along with why we feel what we feel.
Yeah.
I'm just using this platform as much as possible to number one, reduce the anxiety of shame.
Yeah.
To just say it's okay to not be okay.
Right.
It really is. Yeah.
Right.
It's really okay. It's okay to say, you know what? I just have a bad habit. Look, the drug addict has to admit it.
Mm-hmm.
The alcoholic has to
Yeah.
admit it.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't you admit it?
Yeah.
And understanding this is where you are today. That doesn't mean that that's what's going to be next week. When I asked in the initial consultation, how much money do you have saved? Well, I have about $1,800, and if I see that they're embarrassed about it or not feeling right about it, okay, well that's just as of today.
Yeah.
Your savings is going to be in a whole nother space and place in
Yeah.
about 3 months from now.
Wow.
Sometimes
It
people
makes
just
you
need
feel
hope
good. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
inspiration, encouragement, all of the above. I like being the cheerleader. So I'm like the champion. I get excited for my clients and their progress and seeing what they're able to accomplish. It's exciting. I mean,
Yeah.
you would think it's my money. I'm so excited for them,
Yeah.
especially when they're able to retire. One of my clients that we interviewed them on our podcast, and they were able to retire, and we have this inside joke. Well, I guess it won't be inside after the day.
Whoops.
about sitting on 7
We're
because
getting news live.
7 because they had some cash flow. I don't remember exactly what it was. Could have been maybe 1,000 or 2 or whatever. But now we have worked together for probably going on a couple of years. I don't even meet with them anymore. That's how well they've done. But the point is, they have both now retired within this couple of year window, and are sitting on a 7,000 plus cash surplus every month. Just chilling. Retired. Sitting on 7. That's what they call it. Sitting on 7.
On 7.
I like
Seven.
it.
$7,000 liquid money
Nothing but a mortgage. Retired.
that they can live off of.
Yep.
And this
No. 7 is after paying themselves.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Let that sink in. After paying themselves.
Wow.
Wow.
We got 7 just to play.
I
Do
know
whatever
that's
we
right.
feel like doing.
Wow.
And retired. Okay?
Do
and
any
young,
of you have
in their
7 to
60s.
play with?
That's really good. I
Sitting
love
on
it.
7. But they didn't start that way.
Yeah.
But they put in the discipline. This is a good example of a couple who had the money. It just was, being managed a different way. It was being allocated a different way.
Yeah.
So a lot of times people have the money. It's all about the allocation. What you've been doing. Let's change around. It's the same money. I had another couple that we were working with that started out on $0, and within I want to say it was maybe about a year, we had paid off several debts, so like a good 40-something thousand dollars, and they had maybe about 20,000 or so saved in a little over a year. But the point is, we're talking about it's the same money that they had $0 in savings. Now, granted, God has big some.
So are you telling me the same money that they were already making They didn't add no money. They didn't get a
Nope.
part-time job.
Nope.
They didn't go out and start Ubering.
Nope.
They didn't create another business.
Nope.
You took the money that was already there
Already there.
and proved that they could save
Mhm.
with the money that they already had.
Saved and getting out of debt all at the same time, and now one of them is retired in that scenario for that particular couple. And the other one's still working just because he likes his job. He likes his job, so
I
he
love
keep
it.
working, you know? But, you know, that's what I'm saying. With a solid financial plan, anything is possible. And to add a layer on that, for those in the body of Christ, I have also watched many get blessed over and over again. And I believe it's not necessarily because of what we're doing, it's them being obedient to
Uh-huh.
becoming better stewards of what God has
Uh-huh.
blessed them with. And all of a sudden, they're starting to get blessings from every which way, getting promotions and getting bonuses and things that they were not receiving before. And now all of a sudden, they're receiving them.
Oh, what you say now?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely
What
happening.
you say?
I had one client just recently in the last month that got called for a job she did not apply for. Someone else put in a good word for her. She wasn't even looking for a job.
Come
They
on
called
now.
her, and now
Watch
she just
yourself.
got a significant, and she even went into it like, well, I don't know if you're going to be able to meet, you know, what I think I'm going to need. And, you know, the guy's like, try me. So she told him what she needed, and he was like, done. For a job she didn't even apply for.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
I'm telling you, it's been blessings on blessings. So when
Wow.
clients come to the door, I'm like, don't be surprised. I'm telling you right now, walk in expectation of great things, because God is going to do some amazing things in
Yeah.
your life if you just become a better steward.
Yes.
People that weren't tithing, that start tithing, you know,
There you
I'm
go.
sure the
Yes.
pastors are happy to hear that.
That's whoa, what you say? Oh my goodness.
Oh, Jesus.
So wait a minute. Are you telling me that a blessing can actually be perpetuated by managing the money you already have?
Good stewardship.
Mm,
Yes.
yes.
So rather than praying for a miracle,
Mm,
the miracle is in management.
wow. Wow.
Now, let me tell you, we're going to go to this last commercial, but let me tell you how Bishop Tyrone Smith lives his life. Whenever I've gotten myself into anything, and this is for every person that's out there who's going to look straight into the screen and act like I'm not talking to you, knowing full well I'm talking to you, that when you've gotten into certain things like me, what I chose to do, I chose not to ask God to give me a miracle to get out.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I don't want a miracle to get out. What I want, God, give me sustainability to learn my way out. So I do
That's
not
good. That's
go
good.
back into that again. Ladies and gentlemen, that's maturity,
Mm-hmm.
because many of us don't want to own that how you got there. The reason why you got there is because of bad decisions, bad habits.
Mm-hmm.
The miracle ain't going to change the habit.
Yeah.
Let me say that again. The miracle is not going to change the habit.
Yeah.
One
Come
more
on
time
here.
for the person who going to act like you ain't listening to me. The miracle will not change the habit. What will change the habit is your attention to the habit.
Yes.
And you owning the fact that I did it, I know I'm wrong,
Yes.
and I need to change.
That's
Yes.
right.
And if you are not willing to do that, the miracle that you got today will be the calamity you're going to be back in tomorrow.
Wow, that's
Come
good.
back to me. We'll be right back. This is TNT Talk Tuesday night. We're going to go to this last commercial, and we're going to be right back.
In this age of technology, graphics are everywhere. PGEE Graphic Design offers flag banners as a great way to display your church, business, or organization. These banners can go up to 12 feet high, 3 feet wide. You can get a feather or teardrop custom banner today. Need a custom logo, seal, or crest for your business, church, or title? Let PGEE Graphic Design help you. Make sure your brand fits your vision. Within 5 days or less, we can give you the image you're looking for. PGEE, designing with you in mind. Nothing makes an event look good like a retractable backdrop or X-frame banner, and PGEE Graphic Design can design your banner and enhance your event. We have many different sizes to choose from and a 7 to 10 day turnaround to get the banner to you. Need a poster design for a special event or funeral? We take our time and design with you in mind to ensure the look you want in the time frame that you need. No matter what your graphic needs are, our team of graphic designers can handle it. Websites, book covers, flyers, letterhead, yard signs, invitations, funeral obituaries, embroidery, car magnets, and so much more. PGEE stands ready to assist you with one or several of your graphic needs. Give us a call, 410-793-7238, or via email, pgee.graphic@gmail.com. PGEE Graphic Design. We design with you in mind.
Dr. Tyrone Smith in Indianapolis, Indiana at Greater Works Cathedral for the Leadership Conference 2024, The Mandate of the Mantle. Friday, September the 20th through Sunday, September the 22nd, along with the prophetic and apostolic mantle of Apostle Vivian Fry and business strategist and economical counselor Sharita Johnson. 3 days of impactful preaching, teaching, business planning, and economical empowerment. Friday the 20th, a night of apostolic preaching with Bishop Dr. Tyrone Smith. Saturday's impactful business strategy and prophetic marketplace development with Apostle Vivian Fry, Sharita Johnson, and Bishop Smith. And Sunday afternoon service with Bishop Smith as he and Bishop Jonathan Mason and the Presbytery Elevate leaders. It will be a powerful move of God, and you don't want to miss it. Registration is $49.99 for the Saturday class, and all other services will be open to the public. Make your way to Greater Works Cathedral at 4091 Millersville Road, Indianapolis, Indiana, with your host, Bishop Dr. Jonathan Mason, pastor and founder.
And we are back to the TNT Talk, the Tuesday night edition, with your host, Bishop Dr. Tyrone Smith, my wife, Lady Savannah, and my sister, Brianna Colon from Integrity Financial Solution. Now, we have just been talking about an array of things on tonight, but we're in the last half hour, and we're just going to really just kind of bring it home and just try to talk about a few other things that we have not talked about. And we certainly want to acknowledge some of the comments. Thank you, Sharetta, for the commercials. Karima always likes the sound effects. Shout out to my producer in the background holding it down, Mr. Dominic Smith. Always making sure that our sound is right. We certainly appreciate him. Now, I said right before we went to this last commercial, said this miracle ain't going to change the habit. I meant that. And I meant it because in certain religious settings, we have based everything on miracle. The danger of miracle. Let me talk Bible. The danger of miracle, for those of you who will not read the Bible, let me help you. When Jesus was in the New Testament, and they were talking about this miracle food that they ate in the wilderness. This is what he said. Your forefathers ate miracle food, manna in the desert, and died.
Yes.
But I am the bread of heaven. If any man eat of this bread and drink of this cup, he will not hunger nor thirst. Let me make that more practical for the person who going to act like I'm not talking to you. You can pretend all you want and ask God for the miracle, but the manna that was only a sustainable, edible thing to get you through a moment
Yes.
was never supposed to be a lifestyle.
Come on now.
If you try to make miracle lifestyle, you're going to be like your father. You will die before your time. Which, when you want to make it practical to money, if you do not break the habit and you continue to live on, I'm waiting for God to send me a miracle paycheck or send me a miracle deposit that's going to fix my problem, I'm telling you, you're going to die before your time. It was not supposed to be a lifestyle. This was supposed to be a filler for a moment. That's
today,
what it was supposed to be. You, me, and everybody else, everything that we have experienced, all of the habits that we have perpetuated for years were only an allotment for a moment. At some point, grace will run out.
Yes.
Because grace was never supposed to be the portion. That's why in church, we have a contrasted problem between grace and the law. But the Bible says the law was good.
Yeah.
The problem wasn't the law, the problem was the people that couldn't hear it. Because law, like the practicality of budget, is black
And
and
white.
white.
It's no gray, no
You are
between.
either going to do it
Or you
or you are not.
Yeah, that's right.
And if you're not going to do it, you will be penalized because of it. What he did, like a good financial planner, comes along, says, well, since you couldn't do it, I'm going to help you. And where you don't have the answer, here's the answer.
Yeah.
But even in the grace and the new dispensation of the New Testament is only as good as you are the accepting of the truth. Because whether you like law or not, law, as Jesus said, when I came into the world, I did not come to do away with the law. I came to fulfill the law. I came to give you all the answers. I came to make it easy for you. And here is the ease of it all. If, like finances, if you are not going to accept the truth, the New Testament is really no more different than the Old Testament. In meaning, your issue you're dealing with right now is no different than what you were in last week, the week before that, the week before that, the week before that. You are perpetuating the same thing. At some point, the same Jesus that saved you from your sin is actually the same Jesus that was to save you from your bad spending habit. How about that?
Amen.
Yeah, that's
How
right.
about that? How about that?
How about that?
How about Jesus? Jesus, defense all around.
You went way
How,
back.
how about he can save you from you?
Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
How about that?
How about that?
How about we're not even going to put the devil in this one
No, you can't.
because the devil wasn't at the register spending that money.
It was
Well,
you.
well,
No, it's not him. It's you.
It's you. Yeah.
It's me. It's me, oh Lord.
Standing in the
I'm
need.
standing in the need of financial help. I need help. Do you know, real talk, that psychologists have now found out that there are three things in the human experience that are the toughest things to admit or to say. Number one is I love you. Number two is I'm sorry. And guess what the third one is? I need help.
Yep, that sounds about right.
Three of the toughest things in the human experience for us to say.
Yeah.
I love you. I'm sorry. I need help.
Yeah, absolutely.
And until those three things become a part of the normality of our lives, you are going to be stuck in a perpetual cycle
Yeah.
going round and round. trying to convince yourself that you're actually getting better, when in fact you're not getting better. You've just learned how to deal with your wrong longer.
Mhm.
That's all it is. That's all it is. Because the wrong is still the wrong.
Right.
It's still wrong.
It is.
It's just that now you just learn how to live with it. It's almost like living in a house where you know that the floor is bad.
Mhm.
You know the floor is bad because you walk across it every day. You hear the creak of the floor every day.
You just put it in a rug.
And you just, but you know what? But that's what we do.
Yeah.
We hide
Yeah.
Mhm.
problems.
Mm.
We hide.
Yeah. That's
We
it.
hide it.
That's
Now
it.
let me tell you how we hide it in finance. You broke, but you spend big
Mhm.
because you want to convince somebody that you got it.
Right.
Because you don't want nobody to know that I really don't have it.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, we're gonna go into. I'm gonna let you chime in on these last couple of things. But I know of a real situation of a man who was being consecrated as a bishop and being consecrated the day he was being consecrated, his lights was off
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
because all the money was spent in garments,
Mhm.
rings.
Mhm.
So you spent more for the moment
Right.
and did nothing for your life
Mhm.
because we want to look like we really have it.
Mhm.
So it felt better on the day to look like I had it,
Mm.
but left the moment of being elevated
To sit
to
in the
go
dark.
Dark.
home to be deflated.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'm telling this is real. I found this out afterwards, and when I asked the bishop about it, he said, "Well, I was waiting for some money to come in, and it didn't come in." So you telling me you were willing to go through a moment while your family lived for at least, I think it could have been maybe about 10 days, 11 days in the dark.
Mhm.
That's where we are. This is what this is.
That's
So
our
this is what we're
culture.
saying.
That's our culture, Bishop. That's our culture.
It is. And we got some that are aided by the water companies and the electric companies that allow them
Thank
to
you.
have these out of control balances before they get to that point of, hey, we're going to cut your lights off. We've had clients with $2,000 water bills.
I know
Water
something.
bills?
Water bill.
Oh yeah.
Water.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
$2,000 water bills. You know, $10,000 electric bills. No joke.
What?
Like, yep. Depends on the company and depends on the
But
arrangements
what
and everything else.
they was shining
That was
lights.
this year.
They was using the lights to trying to shine in Las Vegas. Like, good gracious.
Just over time.
Yeah.
Not paying,
Over
making an
time.
arrangement. Not paying, making an
How in
arrangement.
the whole wide world would you allow your light bill to get to $10,000?
I don't know.
What?
That's just,
I didn't even
some of
know
the
that was
kinds of,
humanly possible.
I didn't either until I saw it.
You actually saw it.
Uh-huh.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Yeah, because we're strategizing how to get rid of it. You know, how are we going to pay this off along with other things, apartments where people get evicted and they still owe the apartment people and all kinds of things that come up that the everyday person, if they're paying for the people who pay their bills, would be like amazed at what's happening with people who don't pay their
Yeah.
bills. Like, oh my gosh, what? What do you mean, yo? The apartment complex $5,000 and you don't even live there. What you mean? It's a lot of stuff happening, but
It's
it's
not normal.
the choices that we make. Being $10,000
Yeah.
behind on your mortgage.
Oh,
$10,000 behind on your mortgage.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes on that happens. All of it's fixable though.
yes.
Fixable issues.
Yes.
You know, but you got to want to. You got to want to fix
Yeah.
Goes back to what
the
you said.
problem.
Yeah.
You got to want better, bad enough.
Gotta want better, bad enough.
Yes.
I need y'all to put that in the chat. That's going to be the statement for tonight. That's going to be it right there. You gotta want better.
Bad enough.
Our motto for our company is change your money. I'm sorry, change your mindset, change your money, change your life. In fact, we got financial freedom t-shirts that say it. Change your mind, change your money, change your life. And it's a conversation piece because people be like, yeah, I need to do that. I need to change my mind, because I understand that if I change my mindset on how I think and move with money, then it's going to change the money, which is then going to change my life. And so when people come to us, they go through an experience, even with retirement. We're going back to that for a second. You mentioned, like earlier, we were joking about you were meant to retire and all of that stuff.
Right.
People have the right idea of, I know I'm supposed to have a retirement account. That is not the same as having a retirement plan. So sometimes people get confused by that. Well, do you have a retirement plan? Oh, yeah. I have a 401k through my job. That's not a retirement plan. That's a retirement account.
That's just, yeah.
You just know you're putting money into it, but you don't know if what you're doing is going to allow you to retire comfortably at the age that you want to.
That's the word.
We don't know, because we don't know. Someone mentioned earlier in the comments about some people don't know that they need to be doing retirement planning or know how to go about doing a retirement plan. But it's a necessary part if you want to not just base your retirement on years of service. All the government employees. I'll be retiring soon because I have 25 years of service. I have 30 years of service. Years of service do not equal financial readiness for retirement. It's not the same. But people miss that, and then they retire, and that's what causes people to retire and do what? Go back to work.
Yeah.
Or they're retired and struggling, or they got to retire and do Uber, or retire and work part-time, or if sometimes there are people who work part-time because they just want to, that's one thing. Okay. But it's another thing to have to
do it.
That you got to depend on this because you didn't plan properly all these years. And I'm just telling you, whatever stage and age you're in right now, you have the ability to have something more.
Talk to them.
If you want it. We've got people, our oldest clients are in their late 70s. They are retired, living on fixed income. Sometimes people try to use that as an excuse. Well, I'm on a fixed income. And you can't have a financial plan because you're on a fixed income?
Talk to them.
You can be on a fixed income and still not be broke.
Girl, preach.
We have the ability to fix all of these issues. You can have a person that's making $30,000 a year and will have more money saved than the person making $130,000 a year. How is that happening?
Because let me tell you how it's going to happen. So let me dismiss this myth. It is not how much money you make. It is how much money you keep.
That's it.
Let me say it again.
That part.
It is not how much money you make. It is how much money you keep. So the definition of a wealthy man is not because he made $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
It's he kept $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
There is a difference. And some of us really could be much more wealthier than what we are if we learned how to put the money in our pocket and not in the register.
Mm-hmm.
So let's clarify what she's saying. You have to make up your mind.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then you have to make your mind move your body. Get moving. Get a plan. I need you right now. There's the QR code. All right. There's the code. I need you. Go to the QR code. I need you to go there. You're going to see this site. All right. I need you to set the appointment. I need you to have a conversation. Brianna, one more time. You say it. Now we got you in the mic. This is live. You can't lie when you're live. We ain't editing this. You said that when they set that appointment, that the first 15 minutes is what?
Snatch you right on up and you'd be ready to go. 99% of our clients I'm proud of that. Or say yes, basically. They say yes. It's not, I got to think about it. I asked point blank.
In its first 15 minutes.
Yes, in the first 15 minutes,
free.
yes. As long as you're telling me what you want, what you need.
That's the word, y'all.
And then we're like, hey, okay, this is how we can take care of A, B, and C of what you just said. Is this what you want? Yes. Okay, great. When would you like to get started? Done. It's that simple.
It's just you see that?
Either you want your life
You
to
see
be
that?
changed or you don't. You know, if you're not, well, let me put it this way. If you're not happy with where you are financially, because I'm not painting the picture that not everybody's happy with their finances. That's not the case.
Yeah.
Sometimes we get clients that are doing fine with their finances and they're like, hey, is there anything more I could be doing? So I'm just saying in general, if you are not where you feel you should be financially and you have had a hard time trying to get there on your own, I'm saying we're here to help you to get there, wherever you find yourself. Because we have people that already have money saved. We got people with no money saved, everywhere, all in between and all over the place. So, you know, whatever it is that you want is achievable with the right financial plan. We're here to help.
And let me say this, it's a safe place.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
let me address that. Let me address that. Let me tell you why First Lady said that. We are talking about your money. We are talking about your life. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that know me, if this woman is sitting in my studio right now, you best to know that she's trustworthy. First and foremost. So y'all know I do not play when it comes to people's lives. Y'all know I don't play. Confidentiality is the highest extent of our integrity. We do not play when it comes to people's lives. Why? Because when people come to us in these situations, to us, it is equivalent to coming to the altar crying out that you need to be saved. It's the same thing. And since we are treating it that way, your life, the way you manage your money, your family's business is at the highest level of confidentiality. And if you choose to talk about it, that's on you. But for us, it is a non negotiable. There is no commingling of information, names, and all of those things remain an exclusivity and is not compromised under no circumstances. Why? Because we know what it takes to get people to this point. This is a hard conversation. We've joked a lot tonight, but the reality is because of years of experience, both in this business, in ministry, which by the way, Brianna is an active member, not a visiting member, not just an occasional member, an active member of Bridgeway Community Church as one of the lead worship leaders on that praise and worship team at that church. So she's not just sitting here just from this arbitrary place of talking God. No, she lives what she says.
Yes.
I can confirm that. That is a very important part when we are dealing with people who are looking to really change their life, because out of all of what we said and all of the aspirations that we have for you, it all starts with one word: trust. Trust is a major part in this.
Absolutely.
Because it is very difficult to talk about the hard thing in your life if the person that you are talking
It's
to,
not trustworthy.
you do not trust.
That's right.
You have to trust them, because in order to accomplish what you are trying to accomplish, it's going to take a village. It's going to take a village. You didn't get here overnight.
Yeah.
You ain't getting out of it overnight.
Yeah.
But with a plan, just like there's a plan of salvation, there is a plan for your financial goal.
It is.
And you have to embrace it. You got to want it. And we are here as a TNT family. We're here as insurance agents, financial agents. We're here to help you. We're here to help you. We want the best for you. There is no party like a party when everybody's winning.
That's
That's
right.
right.
Everybody winning.
See, when everybody's winning, you party better.
That's true.
But when you at the party and you the only person that's got money, you become the target.
Yes.
They either hating you or it's the other way. Can I borrow?
Right. Let me get $10.
Yeah. And y'all know how that goes.
Yeah.
It's just like the payday loan. You give them $10, you be 10 years later still asking for the $10 back. So,
Yeah.
and I want to say as we close tonight, even to the scripture that many of us know, and we have quoted it for years. Give and it shall be given back unto you.
Mm-hmm.
Good measure, pressed
Mm-hmm.
down, shaken
Mm-hmm.
together, running over, shall men give to your bosom. Ladies and gentlemen, help you in your comprehensive understanding of that scripture. When it says, give and it shall be given back unto you, at the end it says, shall men give to your bosom. The root word of bosom is bottom. Bottom is behind you. So, in the inevitable thought of give and it shall be given back unto you, good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over, shall men give to your bosom. It is not talking about necessarily giving to you, but giving to who is behind you. So, if there is no perpetuation of good habit of seeding to do what is right, you are inevitably cutting off to the seed that's coming behind you, which then leads back to the statement of things that was not taught, it was caught
Mm-hmm.
because there were not enough that was done to perpetuate good behavior
Yeah.
and thus led to this bad behavior of which generations have now been formed because of these things.
Yeah.
And if the habits are going to be broken, we've got to be intentional about breaking the habits. I want you all to take these last few minutes. I've certainly enjoyed myself tonight. I hope everybody has enjoyed tonight because tonight has been really, really good. And we will do a part two to this because I think it's just necessary. Brianna, your final thoughts.
Oh man. Well, it goes back to what one of the statements that I made, which was with a solid plan, financial plan, anything is possible. And of course, once you add God in the mix, oh my goodness, you're unstoppable.
Come on.
Really,
Come on.
quite honestly.
Come on.
So I think that when you start evaluating what it is, where you are in your life currently, and what do you want from a financial standpoint, what are your goals? What would you like your life to be like? And are you checking all the boxes? Are you living the life you want to live right now? And if you're not, then that means there's some room for change. There's some things that need to be
Yes.
different. And there's a
Yes.
reason that
Yes.
you're not
Yes.
where you're supposed to be.
Yes.
So it's important to evaluate, are there some habits that have been hindering me from being where I need to be? You know, if I'm not tithing, but I want to be, there's a reason for that. What's the reason? You know, if I can't retire, I have $2 in my retirement account. There's a reason for that.
Yeah.
If I'm always broke and I always have to go into overdraft because the bank will allow me to overdraft by $300 or $400, there's a problem there.
Yeah.
Will we allow that to be the norm? At what point do you want more? At what point are you at a point that you want better, bad, enough? What you want is possible. You just need to go over to the website. If you're already doing fine financially, as I mentioned earlier, I'm managing partner for Right Time Financial. We handle all of your advanced financial planning strategies and retirement tax strategies, all of that stuff, investments, all of that. So wherever you find yourself on the spectrum, from beginning to end, A through Z financial, we have you covered between Integrity Financial and Right Time Financial. We will absolutely take care of you. What you're seeing right now is our founder and my business partner, Jonathan Wright. Shout out to Jonathan.
Jonathan.
So yeah, we definitely want to make sure that you get taken care of. That's another area for another time about those investments.
That's why we're gonna bring you back.
Yeah.
We got I mean, we did pretty good, but the problem is, because somebody, Bishop Mason said, show us the door out.
Mhm.
It was small, but it was real
Mm-hmm.
because, as I said, one of the hardest things for us to admit is that we need help.
Mm-hmm.
So that was really him prophetically speaking for a lot of people who just don't want to say it.
Yeah.
They want to get out,
Mm-hmm.
they don't know how to get out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so we need to really show them how. Now, I'm going to tell you, we're not going to do it all on this show, number
Right.
one.
Absolutely.
Number two, we are not going to take away the value of what she does and what I do.
Absolutely.
We're
Yes.
not going to do that because what we are not going to do, we are not going to pigeonhole. We are not going to take away the value of the learned and education that we have spent to help you. If you are willing to go spend 500, 700,000 dollars on a pocketbook, you should want to spend that money on your financial wellness
Mm.
that will make your family better and for
Mm.
you to live in a better situation.
Invest
Yeah.
in yourself.
Now, if you're not willing to do that, this conversation ain't for you.
Yeah.
You are stuck in a way that we can't help you. And I have learned that even Jesus, when he was in a town amongst his own kind, he could not do no wondrous works.
Love.
And the reason why he couldn't do it, because everybody thought they knew him.
Too familiar.
Familiarity breeds contempt. It takes away the value of what someone is and how they can help you. And if you are in that frame of mind, then there's nothing we can do for you. If you are willing to own the fact that I am willing to make change and I'm willing to do it now, I'm not going to wait. But let me just say this. The fact that you are listening to this live or as a rebroadcast, this is the Holy Spirit nudging you to change. This is the Holy Spirit nudging you to change. You don't need no more signs. This is the sign right here. This is it. This is God saying, I want to give you more,
Mm-hmm.
but you're gonna have to learn how to manage less. You're gonna have to learn how to manage less. And until you learn how to do that, I cannot do more for you because you will not allow me to. And so, sweetheart, take these last few minutes and then we're gonna close out.
Well, we said a lot. So I want to go back to what you just said about the Holy Spirit. So that is him saying the Holy Spirit is now holding you accountable because now that you know what to do, and if you do not, you're going to have to suffer the consequences for it. So you can no longer use some of the excuses that we mentioned before because he's giving you a way out.
Mhm.
And it's your decision if you want to take that way out or not. And secondly, I want to say we must learn to be good stewards over what he has entrusted us with because yes, we were laughing and joking, but this is basically biblically principle driven.
Yes.
And
Yes.
if you
Yes.
want
Yes.
to live a life of abundance, you must learn to be obedient and to manage what little or great that he has given you. Because if you cannot manage the little that he's given you, how can you expect for him to open the door to give you anything great?
That's really
Mm-hmm.
a fact.
Mm-hmm.
You are deceiving yourself to think that he's just going to magically give you more when you haven't even learned how to manage less.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work that way. And so, with that, I want to say thank you for everybody being with us on tonight. Certainly, thank you, Brianna, for being with us on tonight, coming from
Pleasure.
TNT. I think my audience has absolutely enjoyed you on tonight. And I want to say that Brianna and I are definitely partnering together. And we're actually you're going to be seeing the link on our website where you're going to be able to connect with Brianna, even if you come through the Smith Firm and Agency, because we are really now in kind of going further in our relationship because now I'm real clear. She refers clients to us in that process of saving because sometimes saving is also really kind of assessing where you're spending money in bills. How can we reduce that so
That's
that
right.
we can allocate monies for saving? So we're
Absolutely.
doing that. And then we're referring those clients to her because I have a lot of clients who just bought new homes. We write the homeowner policy, we write the auto policy, and then we come back and we take a look at mortgage protection. We didn't even talk about that. Mortgage protection for the clients. Talking about estate planning. We didn't even talk about that. A lot of things that are a part of the development of saving and getting ourselves ready. Certainly, shout out to Reggie Gant because he's my partner that we do a lot of the estate planning. So there's a lot. I mean, I just got a whole team of people, and I'm grateful for the team that we have, and I'm grateful for the relationship that we have. Because it's not very often where you have friendships that are really business relationships that really have the mutual goal of doing something great without animosity, without jealousy, without nobody trying to underline the next person, trying to make my firm better than your firm. Our firms are great together and we work together because the inevitable goal is to help you to be a better you. That's the goal. So listen, I have thoroughly enjoyed being with you on this night. I want everybody to make the tomorrow, if the Lord should allow all of us to live into tomorrow, and the opportunity comes, make tomorrow your best day. Go after it. Do something you've never done before. Say, I need help. Do something you have never done before. You know what you've never really done? You've never really admitted, I need help. And we are here to help you. Again, there's the QR code right there. I want you to go ahead and scan the QR code, or you can go to Brianna's information. As you can see, all of her social media accesses are right there above her, with the YouTube, her Facebook, her Instagram. Same thing for me. Facebook for First Lady. She has an Instagram. She doesn't want to share it. That's her. It's her.
Wow.
But she has Instagram. She don't want to share it. That is, I don't. You do have Instagram, don't you?
Yes, I
That's
do.
what I thought. So you don't want to share it. She don't want to share it.
Your friend.
Man, you have everybody's sharing their social media stuff. Look at that. See that right there?
I'm
All of
blaming
my
it
social
on the
media stuff right
producer,
here. Look at Brianna. Brianna is a guest.
Mr. Producer.
She's got all her stuff.
Where is
right
my
there.
Instagram link?
She only wants one social media channel. That's okay. That's a good start. It's a good start.
Come right to her defense,
That's
just like
right.
a sister.
That's what I'm supposed to do.
Just like a sister.
It will be there on Thursday. How about that?
That's it. We are done. Listen, I want everybody to enjoy the rest of your evening. Those of you that have watched it live, thank you. Those of that are watching it by replay, replay it over and over again. Get all the nuggets you can. And then whatever you couldn't get, the accesses to get more are right here on the screen. Connect with us. You can inbox me. You can inbox Brianna. Make that connection. Do better. Do better. Because when you do better, the life that you want, you can achieve.
Yes.
But it starts with a decision. All right. Everybody have a great evening. I have thoroughly enjoyed being with you on tonight. This has been the TNT Talk Tuesday night edition. Everybody have a great evening. Take care, everybody.
Bye-bye.